marriage to be illegal in the United States.
I want interracial marriage to be illegal in the United States. I want interracial marriage between black and anything else. It can stay legal for everybody else. But for black people, we are too psychologically damaged. For African people, we are too psychologically damaged. And I am starting a petition to reverse the Supreme Court decision of June 1967. I want it reversed. We must make interracial dating between black men and black women and all other races illegal. We must do this to save the black family. We have nothing against the white woman. I respect you.
I want interracial marriage.
Hey, black women. I wanted to talk about Dr. Umar. And I want to try to do, I guess, as thorough of a job as I can without coming off absolutely crazy, okay? But here it is, right? I understand what he means when he's talking about how, let me get in the light. Okay, sorry. Interracial children do not benefit the black community in terms of the same thing we complain about with black males, with the self-hate and hating of black women and worshiping white women and every other woman that's non-black just because they have an inferiority complex. And within that inferiority complex, they decide that to make them feel like they are equivalent to the white man, they must seek white women and other women, anybody but black, that reminds them that they are black. And so the money that they make when they are any type of celebrity, any type of athlete, any type of politician, any type of businessman, they normally will go and spend their money and give all their fortune away to white people to further empower white supremacy instead of empowering the group that they come from. So that's kind of like the track that he's on, in addition to he's a black dude. So his mentality is all about trying to manipulate, be a misogynist, a black misogynist, correctly stated in French, les misogynois, not misogynois, that is complete stupidity. Les misogynois, black misogyny against black women to the point where they want to try to lock us in to being their servants, being forced into indentured servitude with these dudes, where they want to cast us into a system where we are beneath everyone else in society, where we have no choice, no autonomy to think for ourselves and to be free and to be happy. We must be bonded to black males who hate us, who kill us every day, every 4 to 5 hours of the day, by black femicide, despise and hate our children because they commit child homicide like it's all right. And then on top of that, every time you turn around, they're always trying to take a dig at black women and tear down our relationship with each other, with our children, from mother to daughter, from us to the entire society, with the entire society, always trying to destroy our reputation, dehumanize us, try to make us appear to be things that we're not, create a monolith about who we are when we're not, always negatively impacting us, being as toxic as possible. And I mean toxic to the definition, because toxic means deadly, right? And they are deadly. In America, black women, our rates are the top women of America who die from domestic violence, which is black femicide. Our rates in America are tops when it comes to women being affected by crime and brutality in those crimes in America. When it comes to the poverty levels, many of us are tops in this society when it comes to poverty because of black males. They refuse to get educated. They refuse to become men. All they want to do is do the same things Umar is doing, which is trying to force black women into situations where we have to be with them, have to cater to them, have to sleep with them, have to have children with them, have to be beholding to them. And we as black women, we have a say in this. We don't want any of that. We want black males to leave us alone. Completely just leave us alone. Like when you see us in the street, pass us by and never speak to us. Pass us by, never help us, never speak to us, never acknowledge us. Keep going. We don't want the contact. We do not want the interaction with you. You hate us. You spend all of your time making money offline by talking down on us and calling us everything beneath your shoes, as if we're feces underneath your shoes. Keep it that way. Stay away from us. You are hazardous to our health. You are deadly to our survival, and we don't want you. No matter what Dr. Umar says, and black women have no fear. He could go around getting a petition for everybody in the world if he wants to try to force us black women to be with these black males. And we as black women, we have the ultimate say. I wouldn't care if the United States Supreme Court said, yes, black women can only have sex with, have children with, and be with black males. Otherwise, they'd be thrown in jail. I and many other women will walk voluntarily into prison before dealing with one of them, or take our own lives, because it's that serious. We don't want them. They have been the monkey on our back, and they still are, for a very long time, and all they want is to control and beat black women down as if we are still the slaves on the plantation, and they are now taking the place of the white overseer. And we don't want nothing to do with that type of life. We don't want anything to do with them. If he goes and he starts a petition, good for him. If worse comes to worse, black women, you could start many petitions, just the same as to say, we're not doing it. We don't care if it becomes law. We're not doing it. We will continue to marry who we want, have children with who we want, sleep with whoever we want, whatever man we want outside of black males, and no one is going to stop us. No one. No one cares about his fetish and his desires and his sexual fantasies, needs, and deviancy, sexual deviancy that he needs black women to fulfill for him and many other black males. We do not care about that. And most importantly, we're not going to enforce that, nor are we going to participate in that. We're not going to condone it. We're going to fight like hell against it. And what all these type of things are going to do is further alienate black women from you dirty, disgusting, diabolical, degenerate, repugnant black males who only think about black women in terms of sex. You don't care about respecting us. You don't care about providing for us or treating us as if we are human beings. All you care about is what sexual pleasure you could derive from our bodies. And our bodies are no longer for you or anyone else who behaves like you. So he could go straight to hell with all of this. I'm starting a petition to reverse the Loving case. You could do that. But clearly he doesn't remember that it was 3 black males, one being a former slave or a slave at the damn time, who has 3 other precedent landmark cases for interracial marriage way before Loving even came into existence, and several other cases after Loving. So for him to attack Loving, go right ahead, creep. Because no matter what the court says, black women have the final say. Women have the final say in every matter concerning women. You will not touch us unless we want to. If every woman has to walk around these streets carrying deadly weapons to take the life of every male that tries something with her, then so be it. You will never dominate us as if we are born into this life to be somebody who crawls around on our bellies for your pleasure. Not gonna happen. Especially when this guy doesn't even think about the realities of life. Like, black women and children are literally miserable in households with black males. All they want to do is lord over people, overtake people, try to force people to do things against their will. He just totally ignores and dismisses the fact that 9 out of 10 black women have been sexually assaulted in their homes by black males who are either related to them or in some type of a association with them, familial association, like somebody, the mother's boyfriend, a friend of the family, some sick shit like that, a pastor, a preacher, come on, a co-worker. No, little black girls are not safe in households with black males of any kind. Not their brothers, not their fathers, not their uncles, not their cousins. All these people, when we as little black girls start to develop titties and ass, we cannot keep these perverted, lecherous bastards off of us, trying to steal our virginity, take forcible sex from us, because they are capricious, sexual, deviant pieces of trash, devils in the flesh, who do nothing but want to just like lord over us and freaking covered us for sex. Sex, 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 sex. That's all they do. That's all they think about. And believe me, with this nonsense he's talking about, I'm going to petition the Supreme Court, right? For black women only. Only black women. That's discriminatory in itself, okay? Maybe he didn't think about that. But for black women only, to be the only women of America who are sectioned off. We're sectioned off, and we're forced under duress to be made to marry, allowed to marry only males that we fucking despise and cannot stand and make our skin crawl when they come near us or touch us. He wants to put us in a slave capacity to where we have no freedom of choice to say, we don't want anything to do with you. And then try to disguise it under survival of the race. It has nothing to do with survival of the race. Black women are survival of the race. I don't care how many times Cynthia G or anybody else has come on here and wrongfully told you that only two black parents can make a black child. That is not true genetically. And it has nothing to do with the one drop rule, because that is trash too. As well, you all know it. As long as your mother is a black woman, I don't care what her father is, because you're looking at a person who is a product of that type of history, as are all black women who descend from American chattel slavery. As long as your mother is a black woman, she will pass on to you every genetic component you need to create black women. Black women, and if you happen to have a black male child, you will be able to do that as well. But the point I'm saying is, as long as you have black women who are able to reproduce in this world, you will still have black people. We are the beginning of all mankind, which people try to dismiss and push to the side and minimize it as if it is not as serious as it is. You can never erase black people as long as black women live. Period. So all this nonsense about, oh, you need 2 black parents to have a black person, not true. Not true at all. And if you knew anything about real history, history has shown that to you time and time again through slavery. All it took was for one of these tragic mulattoes, octoroons, or I forget the name of what the people who are 16% black, to come together. That's all you need. And you get a 100% black person. All you need is one person, black person, with some percentage of black in them and another one with a percentage of black in them, and the genetics do their thing, pops out me. Because that's exactly what happened in my life story. And you're going to stand here and tell me I'm not black because my mother does not have a whole black father? Fuck you. Yes, I am. And you're going to tell me my grandmother did not have black children just because her father was white? You wrong again. And her mother the same thing, and her mother before her, and her mother before her. Because they didn't have a choice in the matter. So please stop with the bullshit, because you can literally see people in real life who show you, contradict the talking points of bullshit that is not true. So there is no saving the race, because you don't have to save anything. As long as women like me roam this earth, you will always have black people, because we carry all of the genetic necessary, all the genetics necessary to make black people with whatever man we have sex with. That's a reality his ass doesn't want to acknowledge or admit, because him being a doctor and having real education, he knows that shit. He knows that shit just like I do. But what he's doing is trying to move and sell himself and this idea and this petition based off of genetic ignorance. People who believe that the black male is important and a needed component in the reproduction of black people is wrong. It's false, and it's shit that's taught to you to keep the black male viable. They are not needed in the survival of black people as long as black women live, which is why they killing us every day, every 4 to 5 hours of the day, because they know that too. So now I'm going to woo-saw a little bit, and I'm going to let you see some more of this idiot calling for this whole thing of trying to section off black women and hold us hostage against our will to be coupled up with men who are killing us by black femicide in record rates, to the point where state by state, different representatives are coming together, coalitions and committees, task force are being created to combat the murder of black women by black males. And here you have an ignorant, deranged, out of his goddamn mind black male trying to catch black women in a goddamn net, literally, to where we have no freedom, no wiggle room of saying we want no parts of this. But I do not worry, because I know white people are not going for this bullshit, because it's crazy. It's crazy. And they know that we as black women, we're not going to sit still for that shit, and we're not going to be quiet about it. That is not going to happen. So he could petition all the fuck he wants. I'll go out in spite of, if they ever pass the law like that, believe me, I will go out in spite of that shit and marry the first fucking white man or any type of man I see, just to fucking show them, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. Okay? So, no. He's crazy. So all that nonsense he talks about with that bunny shit, I'm going to show you that next. But y'all be real clear. This is a result of black women who are stupid, uneducated, and do not like other black women, constantly with the promotion of black women and black male relationships, instead of understanding that it is so much deeper than you thinking that you got to go out here and champion and protect and support and show loyalty to some black male who's killing you and selling you into human trafficking and prostituting your little girls when they go missing. Like, they're so dumb. And they think that it's as simple as that when it's bigger than that. It is so much bigger than that. You, as a black woman, have the right to live on this earth and explore and have all the luxuries, pleasures, and desires of every other woman. And if that means I only want to have Persian men, or I only want to have Arab men, or I only want to be with Italian men, or Spaniards straight from Spain, or Brazilian men, you are not going to tell me and any other woman that we can't. And then you're not going to go make a bill saying that we are barred from those men. No, you're not. Simply because you want to get your jollies off and your sexual satisfaction off of being the only men on the face of this earth to have sex with black women. Because this is all this shit is about. Do not get this shit twisted. And those black women that go along with this, they're not looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture, sorry. The bigger picture is this. We have autonomy. And when you give in to stupid stuff like this, you strip black women of their rights and their freedom, like every other person, human being in this world. Why do we always have to be the ones that's so different from everybody else, where everybody feels like they got to say in our goddamn existence, except for us? That's the question all you black women that are out there kissing the asses and sucking the nuts of black males need to ask yourself, okay? Why is it that you feel that the rest of us that don't want to be down with your bullshit got to be forced into having all our human rights stripped from us because some nigga you like wants to fuck on us and we don't want them touching us? Why is that? That sounds like a mental problem to me. But deeper than that, we have to think about the fact that black women will never escape poverty if you keep fucking around with black males. It's not like these dudes who are really making money are out here scouring the fucking earth for black women to like make a whole bunch of baby mamas that they can afford and take care of the children. They're not doing that. They're going out of their way to make sure we never have advancements. And Dr. Umar is doing the same thing right now with this dumb ass, out of control, in this outer space proposal. It is to keep us locked down into poverty and so that we lose all of the things that we have worked for, advancements and things that we've done in this life, to put us back to zero so that they are the ones coming in the house telling us what we could do, when we could do it, telling us to jump and expecting us to ask, how high should I jump? That's not going to happen. Not in my motherfucking lifetime. And you need to understand that it should not happen in yours either. But let's hear a little bit more of his ridiculous shit. And I hope that when he does go to make this petition or try to challenge this in court, I hope they not only throw his fat ass down all the court steps, but I hope they also laugh him out of court for the tomfoolery that he's bringing to people. Because we have a say in this. Who are you to speak for all of the black women that live on the face of this earth? We don't want y'all. Deal with it. Nobody wants you. You want white women, go get them. We don't want nothing to do with you.
In order to save my race, we have to make bunny hopping a federal offense. Bunny hopping must become a federal offense. I want to introduce the anti-snow bunny hopping bill into Congress. No Negro is allowed to date, live with, sleep with, reproduce, cohabitate, engage, or marry with a non-African woman. We can help the community this way. We can help the community this way. Let's sign the petition and reverse the Loving versus Virginia Supreme Court decision in order to save our community. Those brothers are an embarrassment to the race. But to save my community, in order to save my race, we have to make bunny hopping a federal offense.
Do you see how crazy this man is? So now he wants to make bunny hopping a federal offense, right? Because he feels like that is going to save his race. He doesn't want these loser black males, these dusties, to live with white women, marry them, be able to do anything with them. So I guess all them bums are going to be really, really homeless and really become a problem for white America, because they're not coming in our homes. They're not coming into black women's homes. We already have enough problems with them sexually assaulting our children, killing our black women by black femicide, beating our black women to the extent of domestic violence rates that the world has never seen before. They're not coming in our households. They are dysfunctional maniacs, insane lunatics who are suffering from such psychological effects of slavery. They cannot control themselves. They have no impulse control, and all they do is get extremely violent whenever they can't have their way. They are adult children who have extreme violent temper tantrums. Case in point, I know the majority of you saw that Vegas criminal jump over the desk and attack the judge because she refused to give this loser probation or parole, whatever it was that he didn't deserve, because he spent the majority of his life being violent, ignorant, and dangerous and deadly in society. And now this lunatic, Umar, wants black women to just ignore all of the realities of our life, which is black femicide, child homicide, sexual assault, and domestic violence on a daily basis. For us to excuse that like it's all good just because he wants sexual access to black women and little girls. I think not. I think not. I know not. We are not going to be the only group of women racially discriminated against to be forced to be either betrothed to men or married to males we don't want nothing to do with. Like I said, he doesn't understand, and he underestimates the magnitude and the collective of black women growing exponentially every day that do not want anything to do with black males because they're not men. And we will not take on that bullshit or that problem. They make our skin crawl. They make us disgusted to our stomachs and aggravated upon sight. Nobody's trying to force us to do shit. Okay? This is why you black women need to galvanize, get together. Those of you that know better and who are not one of these black male worshiping characters that don't know anything but how to suck dick and want to lay on her back for a bum, you need to come together, okay? Speak about black femicide in magnitude. Speak about child homicide, human trafficking of our women and girls. And let the whole world know we say no to every fucking thing when you people are out here trying to force us to be with these beasts that we don't want shit to do with, okay? You do it, society does it by trying to manipulate us by use of celebrities, ridiculous social media, false and fake news, and the fact that there are too many black people that will sell their souls for $1 to get out here and pretend that shit is better than what it is just to get you to become a victim too. It is about time you start really screaming from the rooftops. We don't want nothing else to do with this bullshit. You are not going to control us the way you did on a fucking plantation. You are not doing that shit to us. We're going to be out here doing whatever we want, anytime we want, regardless of any bills you pass or any laws you want to try to enforce on us. It's not going to fucking happen. And you should know what I'm telling you to be true. America, black males, because we are the most self-determined women in the whole fucking world. You will not bend us. You will not break us. You will not fuck with our spirit or kill our goddamn will. You will not. But you will do is stay the fuck away from us. That's what you will do. I know that for a fucking fact. Don't you, black women?